Hello. We're here to discuss Volume 9 of Erha, also known as the plot twist that wouldn't die, which is ironic considering everybody else is. Which actually brings me to my first point. Is Yaoangshi gonna die or not? How do we feel about this? Is she going to go the way of fucking everybody else in this volume and die horribly? I don't think she will, but to be honest, I'm accessing some weird denial part of my brain because I've been through enough. I've read some Danmei at this point. I've been through enough. 9 volumes of Meat Bun. I've been through enough. All right? She's not gonna do that to me. I say about the woman who does that to you. That's the chief Meat Bun. She does that to you. But I'm over here like, no. That would be the 4th death in this volume? She's fine. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. Oh yeah, Liv says, give me one good woman alive, I beg. And I'm like, yeah, if Yaoangshi dies and Mu Yanli lives, we write at dawn. We are storming the Bastille. We are taking Meat Bun hostage and forcing her to explain herself, a la Misery, a seminal work from horror novelist Stephen King. That's what we're doing. That's the game plan. However, if she were to kill Yaoangshi, which she's not, she won't go. This is not going to happen. But if she were to do that and give me like a really satisfying, prolonged Mu Yanli death, I would still hate her, but I might forgive her a little faster. I can be bought, sort of. But man, don't be coming around here with no dead Yaoangshi. Don't be doing that to me. It's volume 9. We can't be doing that. And then besides Yaoangshi, like the title of this stream says, where's the tree? Where the fuck is Chuaning? When is he going to swoop in? Like every single time a character appears dramatically on the page, I'm like, is it Chuaning? And then it's not. At all. So where is he? What is he doing to this corpse? I have questions that can only be answered by Chuaning, the name being on the page. Help me. Ninan said Meat Bun is edging us. She kind of always is. That's one of her things. Even when she's giving you what you want, she still edges you about something else. Or introduces some other element that she will then edge you with. You never actually rest. Not even during, the farm arc, where everything was seemingly hunky-dory and gay and romantic. Because then you're like, when is Chuaning going to find out? And when, and all the other. She never lets you rest. Not ever. Not for 10 volumes. Oh yeah, Maria, who said when Hua Binan thought Chuaning might have died alongside Mo-Run and he felt irritated, versus Mo-Run who can't even bear to think about Chuaning dying. That irritated moment was interesting. Because, like, bitch, aren't you supposed to be in love with him? What's with this irritation thing? Shouldn't, is it just irritating because that goes against your plans? Are you more in love with the plan than you are with the tree? That wouldn't surprise me at this point. Oh, Liv brings up a good aspect of how, you know, even when she gives you what you want, she's still edging you about something else. Because Liv said, can we talk about the Yuliang villagers from the farm arc stepping up? Yeah! What a payoff! Chekhov's gun really went the fuck off. That was beautiful. Painful, considering, but just amazing. Everyone descending upon Tianyan Pavilion to be like, bitch, what the fuck? Was so satisfying. You know what it kind of reminded me of? Any Doctor Who fans who are in the audience, there's a part during one of the Doctor's, I'll say, arcs. So there's a part during the 11th Doctor where everyone shows up to help the Doctor. Just everyone comes from all different parts of the universe to help him. And it's like, yeah, you spent your time helping others. Of course, people are going to show up to help you in turn. That's what it reminds me of. And that's one of my favorite sequences in Doctor Who. So I was not okay. So obviously that part in Erha is going down as favorite moments. Especially since she puts us through so much injustice. And then to finally have, like, not just the occasional cool person in the crowd who shouts out something really, you know, perfect about justice or how bullshit something is and all of that. We've gotten like little like sprinkles of satisfaction in that way, but not anything big. And seeing everyone descend on behalf of the injustice really satisfies a bitch who loves justice. Like real, actual, bona fide justice. That hits. Thank you. I had another point about that, and then I just lost it entirely. I've switched my ADHD meds, so I'm back on the lowest dose of a new med, so I don't have as much going on up here. Otherwise, I feel like I would have held on to that point long enough to actually say it. Oh, I almost had it. Oh, it was something justice related. Sense of justice. We finally get to see it happen on the page. Oh, damn, it's right there. That's all right. I'll remember at 3 a.m. Fujin said, I love how you said pavilion instead of pavilion at first. Freudian slip perchance. That's actually, I feel like we should call it that from now on. Except I can't call it that, but you guys could. Because if I started calling it that, then I'm actually going to read it that way during the reading streams. And as funny as that would be, I feel like that has the potential to be funny at a moment where it's really deeply not funny. But please, dear God, that's so suitable. Pavilion. It's gonna bug me what I forgot about justice. I was on a roll too, and then it just... Let's see. Well, even though I was really certain that Madame Wong was going to die, we haven't actually discussed her death, which I suppose we could do for the happy fun time that is this series. But then also the revelation that y'all bitches were right, at the very least, with that Shui Meng wasn't Shui Jingyong's son. I think there may have been a few theories floating around as to who the real dad could be. And it may have even been Jiang Shi. But I know that was, at least that part was like a solid theory that once again came to fruition. And like, oh, it was Maddie who said Jiang Shi. Oh, Maddie gets bonus points. Maddie said it first. Impressive, considering you're in the same group with Henry and Liv. Henry says go back to the chat and any scene that they had together and we were all yelling. You know, this is why I glance at chat every now and then, but this is why I make a point to only glance every now and then, because y'all are out here being way too smart and way too excited at the same time. And it's deeply funny. Oh, God. That's right. The next chapter is called The Zongsha and the Emperor. We'll get to that in a second, though. Because Madame Wong fucking died to save her son. Shui Meng's dad just died as a direct result of Shui Meng's actions, in addition to a shit ton of other stuff that no one could have possibly prevented, right? So, like, what does Shui Meng look like after this? He's already just disowned his real father. He's already like, absolutely fuck you. Which, on the one hand, makes total sense. He could stick to that for the rest of his life. But on the other hand, we are talking about, I just watched my parents die. You are not my parent. Fuck off. Could be very true now, but then change later. But I feel like that depends on Jiang Shi. And Jiang Shi strikes me as a guy who fucks off when you tell him to fuck off. So maybe not. Oh God, and Shui Meng doesn't even know about Mo Run. Listen, when the tree shows up, I'ma need Chu Wanning and Shui Meng to like hug and cry it out. Because they will be bringing together the two saddest parts of the fucking story. I just need them to Shizun Disciple fucking hug it out and just sob. Chu Wanning's emoting now. It could happen. But I need it to happen really for me. I need these characters to be hugged. Please. I'm begging. Oh, Ninin says, can I also point out that there's another Shui Meng Mo Run mirroring? They both had to bury their parents alone with their own hands. Thanks for that, Ninin. It's delightful. That is interesting, however, that Mo Run and Shui Meng, the similarities between their experiences are being drawn. Meanwhile, Mo Run and Hua Binan are constantly drawn as complete opposites. That's actually a really nice use of, I'm not sure if foil is the right word to use here, but that's a really great way to you don't just have the polar opposite mirror. You don't just have the person that they actually have some common experiences with. You get both. because it's a fucking 10 volume long series. She has enough time to do both. Henry says, I think they're going to kill people, in reference to Chu Aning and Shui Meng. Well, Shui Meng has already killed people. Shui Meng went on a tear, and now his parents are dead. So, I'm not sure if he has another tear in him, or if he's going to actually go off the deep end, which would be sad. Chu Aning, however, is gonna level the world. Mo-Run's dead. All bets are off with Chu Aning until Tishanjun Mo-Run wakes up. And what the hell do we even call that? Mo-Run's core, or the shattered parts of the core, Mo-Run's core, for the is now joined with Taishanjin. So are we waiting until he wakes up to decide what to call him? And if he wakes up all Taishanjin, then we know that. But if he wakes up a little bit more Mo-Run, then we know that. You know, it would fucking suck if he woke up mostly, already mostly Mo-Run, and now Hua Binan is just controlling Mo-Run. Or hell, it could always just develop that way as the core acclimates, or however it's actually put. And then it's just going to be Hua Binan trying to exert control over Mo-Run. I need to stop thinking. There's too many, again, so many possibilities. All of them awful. Except Taishanjin fully integrating with Mo-Run, and then now they are of one person. Henry said Frankenrun is preferred, though. Oh, no, that's a good one. Oh, Fujin says that, or they end up with a split personality. There could also be a phase of that, too. Moments when he's Mo-Run, moments when he's Taishanjin. That would be kind of fucking cool. And by that, I mean absolutely gut-wrenching. But that would be really cool as they integrate. Because they are. That's the point. That's how it's going to end, with a full integration. We're all healed and happy now. That's how it's ending. I'm just asserting my own reality into the cosmos. Selfie says, I'm really sure somehow Mo-Run will come back. We have two bodies, one with the hate flower inside. We have one spiritual core and one part of the whole soul. The missing soul pieces is the biggest issue. That's true. I wonder if that's what Volume 10 is going to entail? And that's right. Mo-Run's spiritual core, at the very least, is now in a body. Oh, no. Yeah, no, that's the body with the flower. That's true. Taishanjin and Mo-Run's core are in the body with the flower. But it's true. We do have a body without the flower. How would we extract because Taishanjun famously without a soul, because that's what Mo-Run was. So if we can take the soul and the shadowed core and we just like put it back into Mo Run, then it's in a body without the flower. But it spent time with Taishan Jun, and surely that colors things a bit. So you still have the integration. It just winds up in Mo Run instead of Taishan Jun, because then there's no flower. Or the flower gets destroyed in Taishan Jun. Because that was possible, but I forget how. If anyone can remember the lore around what it takes to destroy the heart, I would love to know that at this moment. I think it was like, no, I really can't remember. And actually, you know what's funny? I think I've asked this question before. I think I've asked this exact question before. Oof. ADHD meds can only do so much. Oh, Henry says he better show up in the next 2 streams. If Chuaning does not show up by the end of volume 9, by volume 10, I am moving from the train back to the room in the break room just so I can have a fucking tree. It's gonna be a Christmas tree, and I don't care. It'll be like February, late February by the time we come back. I don't care. I'm putting a motherfucking tree in the room if he doesn't show up by the end of this volume. And then we'll have to have a tree and Meihan Shuel. Cosmic said Christmas Shizun. And honestly, that might be how I refer to Christmas trees from now on. It's a Christmas Shizun. That might have to be a thing in my brain. Henry said, well, I have ADHD, so I don't remember you asking. You're right here, Henry. Oh, Liv says, it's possible memories from Mo Run can change Taishan Jun's perspective. True. True. I've got to see this motherfucker wake up. I got to know. I need to... This is one of the very, very small areas where there's lots of possibilities. And yes, all of them are painful, but also a lot of them just really interesting. I just need to know what direction she's going to go with it because of all these really interesting options. And all of them in one way or another can be a cause for pain. So she could do anything. She has the freedom to do anything. Oh, Selfie brings up a good point. Won't the flower take all the good memories away again? True. Pardon me while I adjust the mic. I always forget that I always lean forward, like at you guys. That's true. If it goes back in to the body with the flower, then wouldn't the flower just eradicate all the good memories? Liv said, I thought the flower was gone. The flower was gone from Mo Run, but not Taishan Jun. Oh, yeah, Maria's backing me up on that. Oh, Fujin said, didn't Hua Binan have a moment where he was talking to sleeping Taishan Jun and telling him all the stuff he's remembering is fake? Another good point. This, I'm telling you, the water bitch better have the death scene of all time. Half of volume 10 better be dedicated to the dismantling of this man's atoms. You know what I'm saying? Take all of volume 10. Well, no, not all of volume 10. All right. So the first half of volume 10 is the slow, painstaking evisceration of the water bitch. The second half of volume 10 is Mo-Run railing the shit out of Chuan-Ning. Done. 10th volume. Right there. Alfie said it is kind of turning into a soap opera with all the amnesia and family trees wilding. Oh, you're not wrong. Oh. Cosmic said, what if they happen at the same time? Oh, I was going to ask what you meant, but did you mean the, the excruciating death of the water bitch and, Mo-Run railing Chuan-Ning? What if that happened simultaneously? I wouldn't put it past her. That's another tagline of Meat Buns. I really wouldn't. Oh, Henry and the Meihan Shui twins. See? Henry has his priorities. Well, I can't say straight. Henry has his priorities. Oh shit, Ninan. But then how will you fit in the death of Muyan Li that you requested? Easy. She dies now. She dies at the end of volume 9. Boom. Done. Print. Yes. So easy. Totally. The lovely tree jokes. All it took is someone saying family trees, and we've descended. And I love it so much. Henry said, if we think all hope is lost, and we get inner universe Meihan Shui with a steel chair. Context, please. What's with the steel chair? We do have to officially solve the Meihan Shui mystery. That's true. We can do that by the end of this volume as well. Right? Right? Maybe. No. I was going to say the second half of volume 10 could be Mo-Run railing Chuan-Ning interspersed with Meihan Shui railing Shui Meng. But I do kind of want the Mo-Run and Chuan-Ning moment to be its own thing. Side stories. The bonus stories, the extra content is when we can get into Meihan Shui and Shui Meng. Or when Meihan Shui can get into Shui Meng. Twice. Simultaneously. Yes, indeed. Yeah, and Cosmic says, it's okay, we have one whole volume of extras. Yeah, I'm terribly excited. Terribly excited. That's one of those things that, like, before I started reading Danmei, if you had told me that a lot of series have, like, bonus content at the end, or at least rounded up at the end, after they sometimes have released bonus content during the actual, during while they were posting the main story, I would have said, and I would have been wrong. I would have been like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, or I don't really, like, care about that. Like, just give me whatever, like, affects the main story. I would have had some deeply incorrect presumptions about how that would go. But truly, now that I have actually had that experience a few times, I kind of can't live without it. Up to and including Captive Prince. So it's broken containment from Danmei now. I'm like, I actually kind of really like that. because so far, my experience up to and including Captive Prince is that the bonus stories, side stories, what have you, the extra stuff is still, it still captures the essence of the actual series. It's good creative decisions, and it gets to things that there was genuinely no time in the narrative to actually explore. Like if you had just thrown this in the book, then it would have made the pacing weird, and all of a sudden we're sidetracked and going over here. Like there wasn't room for it in the narrative, but it's still interesting enough to warrant kind of its own little thing. I never thought that I'd be down with that kind of thing, but I very much am. Cosmic said, well, in my favorite Dan May novel, the extras are actually essential to read because they give a fuck ton of important context, and also they're amazing. And then you have the stuff that is actually essential, and some stuff that operates as a real, like, denouement, a real, like, actual, like, ending moment. God, what did Captive Prince, saying it again. Like, I love the way that trilogy ends, the note that it ends on, and you can reasonably assume what comes next. So it doesn't feel incomplete. And usually I'm in favor of like kind of a nice soft landing, even if it's a brief one, at the end of a trilogy, at the end of a book, a nice little denouement moment. But I really loved how that trilogy ended. But it was still entirely fucking necessary to get what we got in those bonus stories. Like, essential. Ditto, Morazushi. You can't not read the Morazushi bonus stories. You simply can't do it. And if I remember correctly, the same goes for Heaven Official's Blessing. I need to reread Heaven Official's Blessing, man. It's now been way too long. I deeply need to reread that. Cosmic said, in reference to the favorite Danmei that they mentioned a second ago, said, I was talking about Stars of Chaos. Please read it in the future. I will give you my soul. Well, I've got news for you. You owe me your soul, because Stars of Chaos is literally sitting, you can't see where I'm pointing. It's literally over there. It's on my bookshelf. People have already sent me, what is that, 3 volumes? People have already sent me Stars of Chaos. So that is absolutely a thing that is dead ass certain to happen. Yes. I think it's tricky in deciding what we're going to read after Erha, because I don't want to go immediately to a trilogy, because that's going to feel so short compared to Erha. So we may not go directly to it. There was kind of a longer one that I might go to, but then at the same time, I don't want to do anything too long, because we will have just done a 10-volume thing over the course of 2 years. So I might land on Thousand Autumns, but Stars of Chaos is literally in my possession. So, and then there's also like Modu will probably have like 2 volumes out by then. So it's tricky. It most likely won't be Stars of Chaos out of the gate, but it will most certainly happen. Oh, hang on, Cosmic. Are there more than 3 volumes to Stars of Chaos? Why was I thinking there were only 3? Oh, it's 5 volumes? Shut the fuck up. Well, now we have to have a vote. I mean, like one that I actually post to the channel. Now we have to have a vote, because Thousand Autumns is 4 or 5. I'm almost certain. And then if Stars of Chaos is just about as long, then yeah, it's 5 too. Yeah. So now we have to have a vote, because now I just don't know. which I was originally going to do a vote anyway. But then the whole length thing came into play. But no, that's my own fault. There should be a link in the description to the Gaywatch Amazon wish list, and that's where I put volumes of stuff. Like there's volume 11 of Erha is in there. And I apparently need to add the other 2 volumes of Stars of Chaos. Whoops. Oh, Fujin, thank you for reminding me. You said you should read the new chapters of Saving System that recently came out. I heard about that when it dropped because everyone lost their ever-loving minds, but I actually forgot to look it up because I've been swamped for the past forever. But I have vacation time coming. So that's right. The Saving System extra chapter came out. And then, oh my god, it is almost time for the reading stream. Holy shit. There was something else. What was there? Oh, Alfie asked about, did you figure out if you're going to read Remnants of Filth? I have combed through everything that Seven Seas has going on in terms of Danmei. I've combed through them all, and I made my, my reading list, basically. There are a couple few things that I'm going to read on my own, but then, of course, there's the laundry list of potential reaction series. And Remnants of Filth is on that list. I just need to run it through a one last trigger warning check for my very specific thing. And then if it passes that and it's all good, then that will be on the short list. Yeah, not right away because that's also Meat Bun, I believe. And we've been reading we've been reading Meat Bun for 2 years now. Or we will have been reading Meat Bun for 2 years when we finish Erha. So it won't happen right away, but I do have Remnants of Filth. And I think maybe one other Meat Bun thing as well. I can't remember what it is though. Is Case File Compendium Meat Bun? Or am I making that up? Oh, it is. I'm pretty sure Case File Compendium is the other one. And that's on the short list. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. That one, obviously. I don't think I've checked out that one at all for trigger warnings. Anyway, it's 3:01. I have to go hop over there now. Thank you so much for chatting. Let's go see if Yuang-Shi's gonna die. She won't, but let's go see. And maybe, hopefully, we'll find a tree while we're there. I will see you guys next Tuesday to talk about what we read today. And then the next time we have a chat about Erha for about the end of Volume 9, it won't be until late February, right before we get ready for Volume 10. So one more chat before a nice big long break. And but I will see you over there in just a few minutes to read some more.